The Ballon d'Or has always been the most coveted award in world football, right?
2024 Ballon d'Or French football winner is Rodri.
But what if I told you that this trophy, which once crowned legends like Pelé, Johan Cruyff, and Zinedine Zidane, is in its final years? For decades, it represented the peak of football, honoring the greatest talents, players who made history with unforgettable performances. But now, something is seriously wrong. For years, Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo dominated this award. Season after season, we witnessed a clash of titans, an intense competition that raised the Ballon d'Or to an almost unattainable level. The two of them stacked up trophies and redefined what it meant to be the best in the world. Their rivalry set a new standard. Only outrageous numbers, unbreakable records, and flawless seasons were worthy of the prize. But what about now? With Messi and Ronaldo no longer vying for the top spot, who truly deserves to be crowned? In 2024, all signs pointed to this being Vinicius Jr.'s year, a player many believed was on the verge of etching his name into history. Vinny had a stellar season, leading Real Madrid in crucial moments, clinching titles and captivating fans. Everything was set for him to be the next Brazilian to lift the Ballon d'Or. But on the night of the ceremony, it wasn't his name that was called. The trophy went to Rodri, a midfielder from Manchester City, sparking controversy across the football world. The question is, what's happening with the Ballon d'Or? Does the award still represent footballing excellence, or has it become a popularity contest, a reflection of marketing and club politics? Before you choose a side, I invite you to follow this story to the end. You'll understand why the Ballon d'Or may no longer be the symbol it once was, and perhaps never will be again. Let's go back to the beginning of this story. The creation of the award dates back to 1956, when French journalist Gabriel Hanot, editor of the renowned France Football, decided to establish a prize to celebrate the talent of European players. Initially, the award was limited to athletes from the continent, but in 1995, this restriction was lifted, allowing players of any nationality, as long as they played for European clubs, to be named the best in the world. The first Ballon d'Or winner in 1956 was Stanley Matthews, one of the great names in English and European football history. Matthews was a true phenomenon, praised by Pelé as the player who showed the world how football should be played. He certainly deserved the Ballon d'Or, perhaps even more than one, for his achievements during the 1930s. Before World War II, Matthews was almost unstoppable, delivering memorable performances against national teams like France, Germany, and Czechoslovakia. After the war, he had a brilliant debut at Blackpool, leading the club to the FA Cup title in the 1952-53 season. In any of those years, Matthews could have been considered the best in Europe. However, he only won the Ballon d'Or at the age of 41 in 1956. And perhaps no one has ever been as good at 41 as he was. During this period, he even faced Nilton Santos, one of the greatest left-backs in history, and got the better of him at Wembley. Matthews was the standout player of a Blackpool side that finished runners-up in the old First Division, proving that age was no barrier to his talent. So, Matthews' selection for the 1956 Ballon d'Or was well-deserved, but the truth is that he won the award not only for his career achievements and sportsmanship, but also for his individual and team performances. Matthews was renowned for his class on the pitch, a model professional regarded by many as one of the greatest of all time. He had an unwavering respect for referees, never received a card, and avoided challenging their decisions, believing it to be a waste of time. His career was marked by impressive longevity, something rare in the sport both back then and in the decades that followed. That's why Matthews's Ballon d'Or win in 1956, as well as his FWA Footballer of the Year award in 1963, at the age of 48, was a tribute to both his entire career and his on-field performances during that period. Although this might seem different from what we expect from a Ballon d'Or today, it made perfect sense according to the criteria of the time. A historic milestone came with George Weah's victory, the first and only African player to win the Ballon d'Or, showcasing the global potential of football. From then on, the award began to be seen as the ultimate trophy for any footballer. But what seemed like a fair and objective award soon began to raise doubts and questions. The selection criteria have always been a mystery, and controversial decisions over the years have led many to view the Ballon d'Or as a reflection of favoritism and popularity contests, rather than a true assessment of the best player on the pitch. Was this really the future that Hanot and the French journalists envisioned for the award, even though Johan Cruyff won the Ballon d'Or 3 times, in 1971, 1973, and 1974, he didn't hold a very flattering view of the award. To him, the trophy was merely a group of journalists and people voting for their friends. And he had a point. A simple analysis of the voting patterns reveals the influence of alliances and favoritism. Throughout his career, Lionel Messi only included Cristiano Ronaldo in his top 3 twice and never placed him first. Ronaldo, in turn, never voted for Messi. Did Ronaldo genuinely never believe Messi was one of the top 3 players in the world? Or is the voting process far from impartial? Almost all of Messi and Ronaldo's votes have gone to teammates or national team players. For instance, while at Juventus, Cristiano voted for Matthijs de Ligt, then his club teammate, as the best in the world in 2019, followed by Messi and Mbappé. He was within his rights to make that choice, but it's hard to believe he truly thought de Ligt, at 20 years old, was the best player on the planet. Similarly, before leaving Barcelona, Messi cast his votes for Neymar, Mbappé, and Benzema. This type of voting raises serious questions about the credibility of the Ballon d'Or. Now, let's take a look at other controversial moments in the history of the Ballon d'Or. In 2010, for example, Lionel Messi, at just 23 years old and already a global star, won the award despite not having an outstanding season outside of Barcelona. His performance at the World Cup was underwhelming, being knocked out in the quarterfinals by Germany, yet he took the trophy home. Meanwhile, Iniesta, the Spanish hero who scored the decisive goal in the World Cup final, was left without the award. This result shocked many and sparked a debate. What really counts towards winning the Ballon d'Or? It was the first time some fans realized that perhaps the player with the most impactful performance of the year doesn't always come out on top. Another moment that stirred outrage among football fans was in 2018, when Luka Modric won the award. The Croatian had an impressive season, leading Croatia to a historic World Cup final. But for many, especially Cristiano Ronaldo's fans, the decision was hard to accept. Ronaldo had scored 44 goals in 44 matches, yet he was overlooked. Rumors even circulated that the award was a way of punishing Ronaldo for leaving Real Madrid, but the damage was done. The prize's credibility was questioned once again. This inconsistency in criteria also sparked controversy in 2021. That year, Lionel Messi won the award, but many believed Robert Lewandowski, who had outperformed everyone in goals and secured the Bundesliga title, was the rightful winner. Lewandowski's impact was undeniable, yet the trophy ended up with Messi, a result that led many to criticize the award's subjectivity. For some, it was a moment that marked the decline of the trophy's prestige. After all, how could a player who outclassed everyone in both statistics and titles be left without the award? And how can we not talk about the Messi versus Cristiano Ronaldo era? For over a decade, these two players dominated the award, winning 12 trophies between them. Their rivalry kept fans eagerly anticipating which of their favorites would claim the Ballon d'Or. However, this intense competition also led to a certain award fatigue, as year after year, the same names appeared at the top, sidelining other talents who also deserved recognition. Now, in 2024, for the first time since 2003, neither Messi nor Cristiano Ronaldo were among the top nominees. The absence of Messi and Ronaldo from the top 10 list in 2024 marks the end of an era. Without their rivalry to drive the narrative, the award has started to feel empty, a mere tradition that has lost its shine, which perhaps explains the fans' waning interest in the Ballon d'Or. Names like Kylian Mbappé, Erling Haaland, and Vinicius Jr. have emerged as potential successors. But without a direct rivalry and lacking the same media presence as Messi and Ronaldo, public interest has waned. Which brings us to the latest case in 2024. After a golden season, Vinicius Jr., the Real Madrid star, was the fan favorite. Since the end of the 23-24 season, when Real Madrid secured both La Liga and the Champions League, the general consensus was that Vinicius Jr. would take home the Ballon d'Or. Jude Bellingham was also a strong contender, but many believed he would need an extraordinary Euros performance to really be in the running. Vinicius seemed the undeniable favorite, a Brazilian forward, Champions League winner. What better way to mark the new era post-Messi and Cristiano? With the weight of Real Madrid behind him, it all seemed like a winning formula. It was hard to argue otherwise. Vinny was a spectacle to watch, shining in the crucial moments of the Champions League, in every knockout stage, against giants like Man City and Bayern Munich. On the other hand, there was Jude Bellingham. In his first season at Real Madrid, he was pivotal early in the year, especially while Vinicius was sidelined with an injury, racking up an impressive 27 goals and 16 assists throughout the season. But in a poll conducted by the French newspaper L'Équipe, Vini Jr. received 41.3% of the fans' votes, compared to just 13.5% for Rodri, the Manchester City midfielder who ultimately won. Rodri's victory shocked everyone, prompting Real Madrid to boycott the ceremony and publicly question France football's criteria. The absence of Real Madrid representatives at the event, a direct response to their dissatisfaction with the outcome, was seen by some as petty, but also as a protest against the lack of transparency and consistency in the Ballon d'Or criteria. The club, despite being named Club of the Year, chose not to attend and made it clear that this absence was a statement against what they considered disrespect towards their players. 2 players from the club made it to the final 3 on the podium, yet the club still decided to boycott the ceremony. For some, this move was seen as unsportsmanlike, especially considering the club's history with this award. Rodri's victory has reignited an old debate about what it truly means to win the Ballon d'Or. Rodri is an exceptional player with consistent performances and a crucial role for both Manchester City and the Spanish national team. But was his impact really greater than that of Vinicius Jr.? Real Madrid made their stance clear. They question the methods and lack of transparency in selecting the winners, also pointing out that Carvajal, another key player from the season, was not given the recognition he deserved. By the way, we did an in-depth breakdown on our channel of the 2024 Ballon d'Or, where we explained why Vinicius Jr. should have won. Make sure to check out that video next to get the full story. The controversy deepens when we look at the voting process. Since FIFA split from the award, it reverted to being a vote among journalists from only 100 countries, with criteria blending individual and team performance, class, and even the player's career achievements. But the problem is that these criteria have never been entirely clear. How can we explain, for instance, the omission of Vinicius and the emphasis placed on players like Rodri? What exactly does the Ballon d'Or value? Rodri is the first player born in the 90s to win the award, a milestone that represents the new generation of talent. However, his victory also highlights the Ballon d'Or's resistance to recognizing offensive talents, the ones who dazzle spectators and bring excitement to football. In a sport where the brilliance of forwards often overshadows the work of defenders and midfielders, Rodri's win breaks a pattern, but simultaneously infuriates a legion of fans who were eager to see Vinicius Jr. crowned. The reactions from players are also telling. Toni Kroos, Vinicius' teammate at Real Madrid, openly voiced his dissatisfaction with the outcome, while Messi himself, despite holding the record for most wins, has stated that he values collective achievements, like winning the World Cup, more highly. The message is clear. The Ballon d'Or, once a dream for many players, is drifting away from its original purpose and losing its value. And maybe that's the final takeaway from this story. An award that was created to be the ultimate symbol of football, but has, over the years, lost its essence. Rodri's triumph over Vinicius Jr. in 2024 may be just another chapter in a long list of controversial decisions, but it serves as a reminder that the Ballon d'Or might no longer be the emblem of excellence it once was. What was once a source of pride and admiration is now a subject of doubt and debate. Has the Ballon d'Or's relevance come to an end? Will players and fans continue to care about an award that, year after year, seems to stray further from what football truly represents? This is the question we're left with. The Ballon d'Or may still exist, but perhaps its meaning is slowly fading away in the hearts of those who love the beautiful game.